seară, doamnă prim vicerector, prorector pe activitate didactică, dear Mr. Professor Lange, domnule Ion Chesov, stimați directori, onorată asistență, stimați profesori, pentru noi astăzi este un eveniment important, deoarece noi vom aborda o problemă interesantă și tristă, care ne-a indus viața de a discuta despre imigrație, de a discuta despre sănătate, de a discuta despre procesele de organizare a sistemului de sănătate în această perioadă nu ușoară. O asociere într-o prezență a pandemiei, în asociere cu un război teribil care a cuprins țara vecină, dar are repercusiuni foarte serioase și asupra țării noastre, asupra Republicii Moldova, prin fluxul mare de populație care fuge din fața urgiilor și, de bună seamă, se necesită atât o asistență medicală calitativă de un nivel înalt al profesionalismului, cât și, sigur că, implicări psihologice, alinări și organizări. Împreună cu Societatea Leibniz ne-am propus ca astăzi să organizăm această conferință. De ce această societate? În primul rând, societatea dată este o societate care include, întrunește în rândurile sale 97 de institute de cercetări din Germania. Deci este o instituție cu tradiții, cu conexiuni, cu relații, cu poziționări, cu o mare diversitate de laboratoare, cercetători științifici, rezultate și, pe bună seamă, poziționări. Este important să cunoaștem și experiența Germaniei, care, într-o mod oricare, a trecut-o prin prezența a multor refugiați, care au fost acum câțiva ani în urmă, și modelarea sistemului de sănătate, organizarea sistemului de sănătate pentru experiența Republicii Moldova este ordinal importantă. Cum de organizat, cum de aplicat acele strategii și acele resurse limitate pentru a avea calitate, pentru a avea rezultate și pentru a reuși. Nu numai patologia infecțioasă, care este excepțional de importantă de a fi cunoscută, diagnosticată, depistată, tratată și, mai important, de a efectua prevenția, cât și imensitatea de patologii non-transmisibile cu care se prezintă populația refugiații în asociere cu populația Republicii Moldova, pentru a organiza, pentru a primi decizii și pentru a evolua într-o calitate bună a vieții. Universitatea de Stat de Medicină și Farmacie Nicolae Testemiţanu, de comun acord cu Societatea Leibniz, organizează această întrunire de astăzi. Noi avem importanți parteneri cu care vom organiza și am organizat această întrunire. Aceasta este Institutul de Medicină Urgentă, este domnul director profesor Mihai, este directorul Institutului de Oncologie, o instituție foarte importantă, și este domnul profesor Ruslan Baltac, îi salutăm, și sunt reprezentanții catedrelor noastre, profesori, conferențiari, prezidenți, cercetători științifici. Vreau să aduc mulțumiri Institutului de Cercetare în domeniul medicinii și sănătății, colaboratorilor care au luat parte la organizare. Distinguished guest, dear colleagues, estimated audience, it is my pleasure and honor to open the scientific multidisciplinary event, Health and Migration in Europe, jointly organized by Nicolae Testemiţanu State University of Medicine and Pharmacy from Moldova and Leibniz Association from Germany. It should be mentioned that the Leibniz Association connects 97 independent research institutions conducting basic and applied research in the area ranging from natural, engineering and environment sciences to economics, special and social sciences and the humanities. Especially the collaboration with institutions from section C, Life Sciences of the Association, are of utmost importance for our university, but not only. For us, sciences and technology collaboration with German partner is traditionally a strategic direction for internationalization. During the years, you were collaborating with German colleagues with joint research projects. We were training philosophy doctors, students together and got access to the cutting-edge German research infrastructure. I am fully convinced that our joint events is not only the beginning of fruitful collaboration between our institution, but also it's a new impetus to German-Moldavian partnership. Today's event approach in a multidisciplinary and multifaceted manner are very important from the scientific, but also from the practical point of view, topics for our country, the relation between migration, human mobility and health. Since February this year, our country is facing an unprecedented flow of refugees, and it is our duty to ensure that our Ukrainian fellows fleeing the war and are receiving the necessary health services. Of course, this creates a burden of the healthcare system, but the medical community from our country is doing its best to cover all the needs, and I am looking forward to the intervention of my colleagues from the clinical part with more information from the ground. On our side, we as research should provide decision makers and general public with the necessity, data and evidence that are needed in order to tackle the challenges and to increase the resilience of our public sector and society. Concluding, I would like to thank our distinguished speaker from both sides, and I am looking forward to the further discussion during the next section. Also, I hope that you will success to identify several ideas to join research partnership that you could further explore either bilateral, either with European funded project. Let me thank our guest that coming in Moldova, Professor Lange. Thank you very much for your help, for your support, for the possibility to organize this meeting. Thank you very much. All the best for all. Thank you very much. Vă mulțumesc foarte mult. Let me introduce our Vice Rector for academic activity, first Prorector, Professor Olga Cernetsky.
Stimate domnule academician, stimate domnule profesor Lange, stimate domnule Chesov, dragi directori, colegi, onorată asistență. Evenimentul de astăzi este unul cu adevărat foarte important și îmi permiteți în numele comunității academice, Senatului Universitar și personal a domnului rector Emil Ceban, să vă salut pe toți în incinta Universității de Stat de Medicină și Farmacie Nicolae Testemiţanu, care este și gazda acestui eveniment, și în mod deosebit să mulțumesc societății Leibniz pentru inițiativa de a organiza o astfel de conferință importantă într-o perioadă deloc nu simplă, atât pentru țara noastră, cât și pentru toate țările care ne înconjoară, toate țările din Europa. Tematica acestei conferințe este una cu adevărat foarte importantă, pentru că deja se știe că în condiții de criză, în condiții excepționale, dintre toți parametrii demografici existenți, migrația este cea mai amplificată. Ea ia o amploare deosebită, atât migrația externă, cât și cea internă pe teritoriul Republicii Moldova. Aici aș vrea să fac și o paranteză în ce privește situația demografică din țara noastră, care deloc nu este simplă, în special pe parcursul ultimilor, să zicem așa, 10-15 ani. Sporul natural al populației este negativ, în special în raioanele de nord. În anul trecut, pentru prima dată, am depășit bariera de natalitate mai puțin de 30.000 de nașteri pe țară, 29.500. Pentru comparație, undeva în anul 1985 am avut 95.000 de nașteri în Republica Moldova. Îmbătrânirea populației, un alt fenomen, îmbătrânirea populației care duce după sine o povară atât medicală cât și socială pentru stat în întregime, pentru populații și pentru sistemul medical. De aceea, toate lucrurile care se vor vorbi astăzi aici sunt extrem de importante, pentru că migrația, după cum se știe, vizează și probleme de sănătate mentală și probleme de sănătate de infecții, tuberculoză, boli transmisibile și boli netransmisibile și multe altele. Cu siguranță că astăzi vor fi discutate mai multe probleme și ne vom îmbunătăți cunoștințele cu mai multe bune practici care au loc în țările învecinate, în Europa. Pe această cale mulțumim foarte mult domnului profesor Christopher Lange, doctor honoris causa a Universității noastre din anul 2013, pentru suportul și colaborarea necondiționată pe care dumnealui o face pe parcursul multor ani în Universitatea noastră. Tuturor participanților vă doresc sănătate multă, realizări în ascensiune, o desfășurare frumoasă a conferinței de astăzi cu rezultate așteptate pe măsură.
Doamna prim-prorector, mulțumim mult. And now, let me pass the floor to Professor Christoph Lange, Medical Director Research Center, Borstel, Leibniz Lung Center, Germany. Please, Professor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear guests, dear hosts. It's a great pleasure to be back in Moldova after the COVID epidemic. And it's a really very great pleasure to see all of you here, to come to this symposium and to spend the time on health and migration together with us. I send cordial greetings from the presidency of the Leibniz Association. The Leibniz Association is, as Professor Groppa has mentioned, a large group of extra-university research centers in Germany. There are 97 institutes. It was founded in 1995, and we have 17 infrastructural facilities and 8 research museums. The financial budget of the Leibniz Association is about 2 billion euros per year. We have 21,000 employees, and this includes more than 12,000 scientists. Each of the institutes is evaluated and audited every 7 years, and we have very strong regional roots within Germany. So the financing of the Leibniz Institutes is usually 50% by the government, the central government, and 50% by the state government. This is half of the main house of the Research Center Borstel, where I am working. And the mission of the Leibniz Society or Association is the scientific excellence and social relevance. The person, Wilhelm Gottfried Leibniz, after whom the association is called, had the motto Theoria cum praxi. And this is what we are trying to aim for at the Leibniz Institutes, to combine the theory with practice, meaning scientific excellence together with social relevance. And these are knowledge-based and applied research, interdisciplinary collaboratory research, close collaborations with the university. For example, our posts as professors are at local universities. Mine is at the University of Lübeck, but I'm working at the Research Center Borstel, which is a Leibniz Center and which is independent of the university. We have a wide range of infrastructures and facilities. There are several sections, A, B, C, D, and E, and you see with the dots on the map from Germany where all the different Leibniz institutes are located. Over here, this one is where I'm coming from the beautiful state of Schleswig-Holstein, and I know that there are several of you here in the audience who have visited us in the past. Dima Kesov is partly associated with us, and he is traveling for 3 months per year to Borstel to do joint research collaborations, that we would hope that more will follow this path of really joint, long-standing and sustainable collaboration with one of the Leibniz institutes. We are working in the section C, but as the Vice Rector already mentioned, there are other sections within the Leibniz Association for Humanities and Education, research for economics, social science and spatial research. We have several institutes that work on whole world economics, for example. There's mathematics, natural science and engineering, and also environmental research. There are many different infrastructures, about 154 in 7 different institutes, and they go with large-scale equipment, for example, telescopes and satellites and equipment parks. We have archives in our museums for rare plants and for rare animals. We have collection and databases, we have cloud infrastructures, and so on and so forth. There is strategic networking within these Leibniz institutes on key topics or technologies, and managed through communication platforms. And just as example of those strategic networking, there are stem cells and organoids research, there's integrated Earth systemic research, we have Leibniz data, and we also have joint mathematical modeling and stimulation. One of the research topics that is also combining some of the Leibniz institutes is on health and neglected diseases. We have 3 institutes that are specialized in infectious diseases. They're all in the region of Hamburg. This is the Leibniz Institute for Virology, and there is a Leibniz Institute for Tropical Medicine, the so-called Bernhard Nocht Institute, situated right in the harbor of Hamburg, and the Research Center Borstel. And we jointly work together on one topic, but this is not an exclusive topic. This is tuberculosis, and I briefly want to show you what we are doing in the center in collaborations with other in Europe. This is a research center that Niklas Köhler, who sits over here and who is a research fellow at the Research Center Borstel, together with a colleague called Anka Vasilu, is currently performing. For the last year, where the World Health Organization is actually providing data on migration, we have looked at all the European countries and looked where patients that develop tuberculosis that are not born in this country, so foreign-born individuals, are coming from. And you see this very small print graph here on the left side. These are countries of origin, and on the right side is where individuals are migrating to, and you don't have to read all the small print. I'm just giving two examples here. One is the Republic of Moldova. During 2020, there was a lockdown of COVID. You will all remember this very well, and you were not traveling very much. There were only 12 Moldovans who developed tuberculosis in the European Union outside of Moldova. And they developed TB in Ireland, and the others over here went to Romania and developed TB in Romania. Your neighboring country that speaks the same language, Romania, there it was quite different. Look at how many Romanians developed tuberculosis, not in Romania, but in another country in Europe. The majority of them either appear in the United Kingdom, or in Germany, or in Italy. And some of them went also down to Spain. And by looking at these different maps of movements of patients within Europe, we at the Leibniz Institutes identifying risk factors for development of this disease and looking for special populations that need to be protected not to develop this disease in the future. It makes us very proud, and I'm standing here on behalf of the presidency of the Leibniz Association to be closely in collaboration with USMF. It is the university in the region when it comes to medicine and pharmacy, and it has a lot of prospect for capacity and development. We are very happy to see the launching and the development of your research center, our research institute, and the Leibniz Association will be committed to help you and to support you where needed and when needed to develop this research institute with the expertise that is among the colleagues of the different Leibniz centers. And with this, I thank you very much for your attention, and I hand over to my next speaker, which will be Ian. Is this correct?
I think yes.
Thank you very much. Professor Lange, thank you very much for your interesting presentation, and not only for your support, help, and I hope today will be the possibility to exchange the information about the Leibniz Association and to look for the important way for collaboration between Leibniz Association and our university. Thank you very much again, and let me invite reprezentativ from our Ministry of Health, Ion Chesov. Vă rugăm, domnul Ion Chesov este director al unui departament din Ministerul Sănătății, care astăzi vine cu o adresare de susținere a sistemului de sănătate. Poftim, domnul director.
Mulțumesc mult, stimate domnule academician. Mulțumesc mult pentru invitație. Mă bucur că este și mulțumată doamnă profesor, prorector printre noi. În continuare, cu permisiunea noastră, am să trec la limba engleză ca să fie mai ușor pentru oaspeții de peste hotare. Honorary audience, distinguished professors, dear guests, I am really happy to welcome you into Moldova on behalf of MOH. And I have the mission to present Madam Minister compliments to all of you in these difficult times. Of course, the issue of migration was on the agenda of the Ministry of Health before this crisis, but this crisis put everything in another way, into another light. And definitely we were in a situation when we had to find innovative solutions for our country in order to be able to provide healthcare services both to refugee people and to our citizens. It's not very modest from our side, but we really think that we did this job quite well. Of course, there is always space for improvement, and in these days when the acute phase of the crisis in Moldova at least looks like it's going down, we are really interested to share experience and to see what will be appropriate solutions for long-term run in our country in order to provide sustainable healthcare services not only for refugees, but of course for our citizens as well, because we will have to integrate everything that we did today, until today, into the national system in order to have a stronger system that can be ready in the future to any other disturbances that may occur, unfortunately. And also I would like to thank to our host, Nicolae Testemiţanu State University of Medicine and Pharmacy, for their leadership in our academic community and in our scientific community in the country, for the push and the strong commitment to develop scientific activity here in Moldova, and that is very important. As well as I would like to thank to the partners of this event, Leipzig Association, as well as Institute of Emergency Medicine and Institute of Oncology. These are two strong partners, local institutions that bear a lot of difficulties during these times, and they had to find ways to provide adequate healthcare services for the refugees. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Director, for your support and the possibility that Ministry of Health will support and will help our activity. And now let me introduce Rector for Economical Academy, Professor and member correspondent member of our Academy, Professor Dr. Alexandru Stratan. Please, Mr. Rector.
Stimată doamnă prim-prorector Cernețchi, stimați domnule academician Gropa, stimați reprezentanți ai factorilor de decizie, onorată asistență. Eu cu deosebită onoare și cu deosebită plăcere astăzi am hotărât să iau parte și trebuie să recunosc că este pentru prima dată când iau parte la o conferință în incinta Universității de Medicină și Farmaceutică, ceea ce este așa cu titlul de pionierat pentru mine, dar pe de altă parte este și cumva un răspuns la ceea ce ne dorim noi astăzi să promovăm, aspectul de interdisciplinaritate între științele, între diverse domenii ale științei. Și atunci când vorbim, desigur, despre sănătate, noi vorbim și despre economie. Dear ladies and gentlemen, honorable guests, dear Director Lange, being an agricultural economist by my background, I have quite good connections with Leibniz-Gemeinschaft Institute from Halle, and we developed together so far different projects in the field of agricultural economics and economic development. As well trying to see how migration impacts the development of the emerging economies of countries in developing on their developing way in order to build a functioning market economy. This is why I have already mentioned this is my first time when I take part when I participate in a conference related to medical issues, and the health of migration is also important both for us as migration is important and impacts our economic development. Probably further on I will discuss later about some advantages and disadvantages of migration on our national economy, but for the time being, for the moment, it is very important that we are cooperating with our guests, with our professors from abroad, in order to try to scientifically to argue, to bring the reasons and to bring the contributions to our decision-making factors. Because when they are making decisions, they should these decisions should be based on scientific reasons. Because these decisions will impact also our level of life. And in order to have a productive exchange of experience, to try to validate our findings upon our research studies, and to discuss the cross-cutting issues with aspect of interdisciplinarity, it is very, very important. That is why, once again, thank you very much. I am very honored to take part, and I will finish with this. If a nation is healthy, their economic level of life will be, of course, higher. Thank you very much.
Mr. Rector, thank you very much for your open position for the collaboration, and you hope to start the new way in the possibility of research in very important for our country, for health system, the economic part, to study and to put the results of economical part of results of our health system. Mulțumesc mult! Onorată asistență, le mulțumesc la toți cei care sunt prezenți astăzi și vă propunem ca să începem realizarea programei noastre. Îl rog pe domnul profesor dr. Ruslan Baltag să-și ia poziție de coordonator și trecem la deci, realizarea programului.
Onorată asistență,